You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law, voted Best of Las Vegas. Give them a call, 702-727-9900.
Thank you for joining us here on News 25 and Ace Country Radio and streaming at KPVM.TV and now on Roku devices on this Wednesday, February 19th, 2025. Good evening. I'm Chris Palermo. Here's what's happening. A Las Vegas altercation turned into a barricade following a suspect holding a victim at knife point over a stolen iPad. News 25 has the details.
Las Vegas Metro and SWAT teams responded to a robbery-turned barricade in the Southwest Valley of Las Vegas on Tuesday afternoon. The incident began around 12:25 p.m. when police were called to the 7500 block of Lush Oasis Avenue near Buffalo Drive and Windmill Lane following a report of a robbery. Authorities say a victim was working in the area when a suspect approached him and robbed him at knife point. The suspect then fled the scene into a nearby home, refusing to exit, prompting police to classify the situation as a barricade. SWAT team officers and crisis negotiators were dispatched to the scene. After several hours, the situation was resolved and the suspect was taken into custody around 4:20 p.m. Police did not release any further details about the suspect or the victim.
More news now. It's been a busy start to President Donald J. Trump's second term. Our News 25 Las Vegas correspondent Maria Centers now joins us from the city with new financial findings from previously positioned governmental projects.
Less than a month from reclaiming the White House, 45th and 47th U.S. President Donald J. Trump has launched executive actions against reckless spending on programs, contracts, and grants that have burdened our nation and its citizens. The president offered the following remarks from Mar-a-Lago concerning his directives on government transparency missions starting now. Let's hear what the president had to say.
Where's the money being spent, right? Let's go into that for just a second. $520 million for a consultant on the environment. It's called Environmental, Social, and Governance. Investments in Africa and mobilize private sector resources, $520 million. Somebody got $520 million.
The president plans to curb wasteful spending on international and domestic projects that undermine national interests.
$25 million to promote biodiversity, conservation, and promote licit livelihoods by developing socially responsible behavior in the country of Colombia. Well, it's nice, $25 million to go into Colombia for something that nobody ever heard of. $40 million to improve the social and economic inclusion of sedentary migrants. $40 million.
DJT believes that the American people have a right to see how the federal government has squandered their wages.
$10 million for Mozambique voluntary medical male circumcisions. $10 million for circumcisions in another country. $9.7 million for UC Berkeley to develop a cohort of Cambodian youth with enterprise-driven skills. In other words, let's teach them something about enterprise. What about our people? Can't we teach them about enterprise? $2.3 million for strengthening independent voices in Cambodia.
President Trump has called on governmental department and agency heads to look into all terminated or discontinued federally funded initiatives and make them transparent.
$486 million to the Consortium for Elections and Political Process Strengthening, including $22 million for inclusive and participatory political process in Moldova, and $21 million for voter turnout in India. Well, why are we giving $21 million to India? They got a lot of money. They're one of the highest taxing countries in the world in terms of us. We can hardly get in there because their tariffs are so high. We're giving $21 million for voter turnout. It's voter turnout in India. Listen to these numbers. This is all fraud.
President Donald J. Trump vies to instill projects aimed at boosting skills and smarts right here in the homeland. Reporting from Clark County and getting it over the hump to the sunny desert oasis of Pahrump with coverage in both Nye and Clark counties, I'm Maria Centers for News 25 Las Vegas.
Thank you very much, Maria. Okay, in sports, well, the four nations face off. Tomorrow night, the big finale. And, well, the Super Bowl might be returning to Las Vegas. Mikey Ruhan has that and more in sports.
Time now for your News 25 look at sports and streaming at KPVM.TV and now on Roku devices. Who's ready? Canada, Team USA, the rematch. Thursday night, four nations face off. Be there. The Las Vegas Raiders and Allegiant Stadium are set to host the 2025 Nevada Interscholastic Activities Association Girls Flag Football State Championships on Thursday. Say that 5 times fast. The event will feature 3 championship games across Class 3A, 4A, and 5A divisions, underscoring Nevada's leadership in promoting girls flag football as a sanctioned high school sport. The Super Bowl just wrapped up in New Orleans, and already the NFL has locations lined up for the next 3 championships. After that, however, the big game could return to Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas for Super Bowl 63 in 2029. Pahrump Little League is gearing up for its annual spring season at Ian Deutsch Memorial Park. Opening day ceremonies are slated for Saturday, March 15th. And Pahrump Valley High School Wrestling had a successful showing at the 2025 NIAA 3A Wrestling State Championship last week. They won. Congratulations. And that's your look at sports on News 25.
Thank you, Mikey. Having a ball as usual. Living Free will be hosting their annual Art for Recovery auction next month, and News 25 has the details.
Living Free Health and Fitness will host its 3rd annual Art for Recovery auction and dinner fundraiser on Saturday, March 8th at the Pahrump Nuggets Event Center. This event is designed to raise funds for the nonprofit's substance treatment and recovery programs, which includes treatment, housing, and job opportunity incentives at Living Free Cafe and Living Free Gym. Founded by Shelley Poerio, who began her own recovery journey in 2001, Living Free has since grown since its inception in 2013 and now provides a range of services for individuals in recovery. This fundraiser will feature both live and silent auctions with items donated from local Pahrump Valley artists, as well as a variety of other options such as sports tickets and gift baskets. This event will also include presentations from individuals who have been benefited from the Living Free programs. There will be 5 speakers, all clients and alumni, who will share their personal experiences of addiction and recovery. Tickets for this event are now available for $75 per person or $700 for a table of 8. Sponsorship packages are available at silver, gold, and platinum levels, with prices ranging from $375 to $1,000. For more information or to purchase tickets, sponsorships, or to make a donation, visit livingfreehealth.org or call 775-505-1625. The event will begin at 5 p.m. on March 8th.
More local stories coming up. You're watching News 25.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
Welcome back to News 25. I'm Chris Palermo, and while authorities are still investigating the plane crash that took the life of Las Vegas resident Michael Martin, Heavy D Sparks on YouTube released a video showcasing how his Black Hawk helicopter brought his remains home, and News 25 reporter Rory Rosell has this story.
The body of Michael Martin, a Las Vegas pilot who went missing on January 2nd, was recovered just northeast of Round Mountain on January 28th, which was more than 3 weeks after his plane was reported missing. The recovery took place in Mount Jefferson at an elevation of 11,300 feet and was carried out by Heavy D Sparks, a YouTube channel, and Sparks Heavy Rescue Team from Bountiful, Utah. News 25 reached out to Heavy D Sparks and got permission to use his video to show the people of Southern Nevada the amazing work this crew did to bring Michael Martin home. I'm Roy Rossell reporting for News 25.
Morning. Scott Lewis. This is Sheriff McGill. Sheriff, how are you?
The plan was we needed to get ground crew down to the airplane to assess the situation and figure out whether or not Michael was actually in the plane. We knew that the likelihood of anybody surviving was very slim to none, but we knew that we also had to check.
We are securing all of our equipment that we are going to need once we get on the ground. Make sure it doesn't come loose on us.
So we headed out to the crash site with all of our gear, all of our ropes.
Wind's still pretty good right now. I've got you at, looks like 30 knots and holding.
And I was ready to pull a hover above the cliff and allow the ground crew to exit the helicopter on the rope and be able to get to the crash site.
Which this terrain looks a lot better than I expected, honestly, from the pictures. Should be right here to the left.
Cliff that sat above Michael's airplane wasn't quite as inaccessible as we had originally thought, meaning we didn't need to take the risk of having people rappel out of the helicopter to be able to access the crash, where instead we could just land on top of the mountain and the ground crew could hike down a few hundred feet to be able to get to the crash site. It was at that time that the ground crew advised us that they had found the body of Michael and that they were preparing it and putting it in a body bag.
Yeah, I've got him.
Okay. Good to go. We've got the body.
Roger that. I'm going to notify the sheriff. We got the body now.
Copy that.
It's definitely an interesting moment. Anytime you recover a body, for me, it's like it's very reverent energy, very calming, to be honest with you. It's not scary. It doesn't feel morbid. It doesn't feel, gruesome, even though obviously the guys are down there picking up frozen body parts. It's just a very reverent thing. You're bringing the guy home. He's been up here for a few weeks, and his family has no idea what his status is, and now they're going to be able to get that closure. So kind of a surreal atmosphere up here is kind of the best way to put it.
He was a self-made man. If he wanted to learn something, he did. He was very brilliant.
Great father-in-law. He welcomed me into the family like I was his own. Treated me that way since day one. So
He would fly cancer patients and burn victims anywhere they needed to go. He lived riding his motorcycle and flying, kayaking. He was an outdoorsy man. From being a handyman, so he'd read something, he'll build it. Never knew what he was going to do next.
Always kept us on the edge of our seat. Always had something new he was working on.
6 grandchildren and 1 great-grandchild, so we'll keep his memory alive for them.
1, 2, 3.
All of the state and local authorities essentially had to call off their search because either resources were limited, the terrain was too challenging, there was no aircraft capable of even accessing the crash site, let alone recovering the aircraft or the pilot's remains. And I knew that we had the aircraft and the crew capable of performing this mission. I'd like to extend a special thank you to everybody who rallied together to help make this happen. From the Nye County Sheriff's Office, Nye County Emergency Management, State of Nevada Emergency Management, local firefighters, our contacts at the NTSB and FAA, the game warden who hiked 8 grueling hours to initially find the wreckage, and especially my crew who came together and faced this extremely challenging task head on. So special thank you to everybody involved, because at the end of the day, it boils down to this: no man gets left behind.
Incredible footage. More news now. Rolling Stone is bringing a new immersive experience to Las Vegas next month that will take you into the history of rock and roll.
Amplified, the immersive rock experience, will open Wednesday, March 12th at Illuminarium, Las Vegas at Area 15, Rolling Stone announced on Wednesday. Narrated by Kevin Bacon, the experience will feature more than 300 iconic artists whose music changed the world, using rare live performance and behind-the-scenes footage to transport guests through the history of rock music. Amplified will encompass more than 1,000 photographs, 200 videos, and 1,300 covers from Rolling Stone magazine. Brand New World Studios created Amplified exclusively for Illuminarium. The experience will include real rock show merchandise and a full-service bar. Visit illuminarium.com/Las Vegas to learn more and purchase tickets.
Coming up, the Universal Studios brings us the haunted house of your nightmares to Las Vegas. We'll tell you all about that. You're watching News 25.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500.
And welcome back to News 25. I'm Chris Palermo. Well, face your fears this August as Universal brings the haunted house of your nightmares to Las Vegas. Let's take a look into the spooky details.
Bringing horror to life for Universal is very meaningful because Universal created the horror genre.
Universal Horror Unleashed is a brand new immersive experience.
This is a test of courage. This is a place you want to go with your friends to show them that you are strong enough to face your fears and live to tell about them afterwards.
In a decrepit warehouse in Las Vegas, ancient artifacts have been brought in and collected, and their cursed energy has been contained within this warehouse.
It is going to provide 4 amazing immersive haunted houses that put you right in the middle of iconic and terrifying scenes. We're also going to have really unique, cutting-edge entertainment, retail, dining experiences.
When fans walk through the front door of Universal Horror Unleashed in Las Vegas, they're going to enter a new world unlike anything they've ever seen before.
It's going to be exactly what you want it to be. As a fan of horror, or even as a casual fan of horror, or just looking to have a good time out in Vegas.
This really is the place where horror comes to live year-round.
When you step foot inside this building, you're going to have the most immersive, most horrifying experience of your entire life.
Okay, so we know the new Kids on the Block are coming to the Las Vegas Strip this summer for a residency. Now, this is kind of a Las Vegas exclusive thing. If you're a die-hard new Kids on the Block fan, and all that hoarding of memorabilia might come in handy. Mikey, tell you more.
Are you a new Kids on the Block superfan with tons of merchandise and swag? Is your house a 1980s time warp? Does your home desperately need a makeover? HGTV and High Noon Entertainment is looking for you. If you think you have the right stuff to hang tough, send an email to justin.nichols@itv.com. You must live within a 60-minute radius of the Las Vegas Strip to apply.
News 25 WeatherCam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
This is Lerner and Rowe Weather Cam. Great time-lapse photography from the staff here, Mount Charleston, right here in Pahrump outside the studios. Now they are sledding and snowboarding and skiing on the other side there. But this weekend, maybe 80 degrees. Miss Roselle has a forecast in a bit.
Good evening, Nevada. My name is Rory Rosell, coming to you from the Channel 25 Weather Studios and taking a look at Nevada and open in northern Nevada. Fernley is seeing 60 degrees, Fallon is seeing 64, Carson City at 59, Tonopah at 57 degrees, Goldfield 1 degree higher at 58, Beatty seeing 65, Amargosa at 70, Las Vegas at 67, just a few degrees lower, and Death Valley seeing 79 degrees. But here in the beautiful paradise of Pahrump, we are currently seeing 64-degree weather. The high today just a little while ago was 67 degrees. It was sunny today. Wind blowing southeast at 7 miles per hour, humidity 20%, and the sun rose this morning at 6:26 and sets in 1 minute. At 5:29 p.m., the humidity raises up to 37%, and the wind continues to blow northeast at 10 miles per hour. The low tonight is going to be 44 degrees. Let's take a look at that 7-day forecast. We are seeing some pretty high temperatures into next week, and we will be seeing some wind tomorrow on Thursday. But other than that, on Saturday, we are seeing 70-degree weather. Sunday, 75, and all the way up to 80 on next week. So make sure to put those jackets back in your closet because we are seeing a 12-degree difference from Thursday to next Wednesday. Back to the desk. Here's Chris.
Thank you, Ms. Rosell. Well, I don't know about you, maybe a lot of people may feel the same way, but spring might be coming a little bit early, 80 degrees on Monday, and it felt a little bit warmer than 64 degrees today. Well, we live in the desert. That'll just about do it for all of us here tonight. I'm Chris Palermo for News 25. Make it a great night.